looking to try to secure the title of Fortnite World Champion. No more dubs. The duo still
okay,
down,
so now finally above.
Yep.
Finally above, and guess what? The most important thing to realize, guys, look at that rotation. Yes, he's alone. Yes, his teammate's down. But he has an incredible kit to not only make it to late game, but maybe even clutch this win out.
He dropped the shotgun. Okay, there you go.
Got the combat shotgun, one of the greatest shotguns to have late game. And all the guys in the storm, massive amounts.
Which is insane. It's still going on.
Finally taken out 52 players left, guys.
Thomas drops some ammo right there. Epic infantry rifle, one of your favorite weapons, Ninja. What is so good?
Points of damage, and there's now the upgraded versions, the legendary and the epic, have 10 shots instead of 8. So I mean, it just packs a punch, man. It can really catch players off guard, and that's exactly what you're going to need when you're playing against these top players who will literally build and protect themselves when they get shot once.
Folks, there are 45 players left in this very, very small zone. We are now on our 6th storm. You see it's about to begin to move, and players will frantically have to go across the map. Zayt and Saf right now discussing exactly what they should drop, pulling up their map, looking exactly where they have to go. 44 left in this one.
We already got people using shockwave grenades, guys. This is a very far rotation for the second movement circle, so this is actually going to move very quickly. These people are going to potentially get stuck on their launch pads because there's so much frequent building. It's going to be nuts. And who's going to try to take the high ground? Because after this first circle goes, this is where people start to only try to use the high ground.
And we know high ground is everything in competitive Fortnite late game. Everyone frantically moving away from the common enemy of everyone, which is that storm circle. Macwood taking zone damage. Daedra as well. King slowly bouncing on through with the shadow bomb, and does land. Yes, but taking no storm damage, just playing right on the edge of it. Yeah, right on the edge of the zone right now. We'll just stay boxed up for a brief moment. As now there's 36 players remaining, stomping the elimination feed. Arkram now goes down as well. You can see the elimination feed on the top left to keep track of your favorite players. There's so much is going on. This is what tunneling is. When you hear players mention tunneling, this is it right here. You move with the zone, you tunnel your way in, give yourself cover, but not a lot of materials left. Only 22 builds, and this zone is stacked. But look who's on the high ground. It's Mr. Savage and Benji Fishing.
That would be your 2 picks, so good for you. All right, I have to owe you a bet there, man. That's that. All right. Mongo, unfortunately, do you still end with Mitro's still alive? I mean, listen, people are dying left and right, being eliminated. More Savage just used another shockwave grenade. He already had high ground, though. The question is, are people going to try to take it? You know that if you really want the chance to win this, you're going to have to try to take the high ground off them or have a rocket launcher to just take them out of it.
He's just so weak, and Mr. Savage just looks up and beams the player out of the air. It's all Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage in the elimination feed right now. 24 players left in this one, but almost 20 duos. There's almost no duos remaining, Ninja.
Right, it's all solos, and this is kind of what's going to happen, man.
Mr. Savage goes down.
It's up to Benji, and listen, Benji's been in this position before. We know he can handle it. Nitro's still in the game as well. I just saw him. He looks incredibly healthy, but now taking some storm damage. Benji's just going to try. Look at the materials. Not a lot left. They're only using their shadows. I think he has 1 build left.
Yep.
That's it. That's all he has.
He's got 10 total builds.
10 total builds.
He's just trying to outlast as many players as possible. Remember these placement points. We've made it into our top 10 duos. Now into our top 8. Zayt and Saf now. Zayt and Saf now on the high ground.
This game.
One of the few, the only duo left. This has a Zayt and Saf win written all over it. Mitro, Mongrel's duo, was all by himself very early on. Still alive in this one. 40R Storm now getting beamed. Can the North American duo of Zayt and Saf close this out? Raining down fire from up top. You see the frantic builds coming in. Benji Fishy goes down. Mega, Mitro, and Scarlet on the low ground. Shots still coming on in. Zayt and Saf just sitting pretty.
Mitro just got a double, I think.
Mitro
5 limbs.
Tries to get it done. Not enough. Zayt and Saf, 2 versus 1. Will they take game number 1? Yes, they will!
Zayt and Saf had the high ground, and they used it the entire game. Rain fire from above. We're able to make up 5 limbs plus 10 placement points. That's going to be 15 points. Game 1.
Talk about a monster game number 1. You saw the immediate reaction. They know how key that was. And I've watched so many games of competitive Fortnite, Ninja. They were the only duo left with still like 18 players remaining. When they get the high ground like that, they send 1 player down to get close. Scarlet was already weak, and there's just no shot. In the end, the veteran players of Zayt and Saf take game number 1. And you know, Ninja, that was a big topic of conversation. Players with LAN experience, players who've been around the Fortnite competitive major events for a long time. Will they let the nerves get to them? Guess what? The answer is no. Zayt and Saf take game number 1.
Kept their composure. It was absolutely incredible to watch, man. And seriously, these guys have been absolutely dominant in the World Cup qualifiers online, and it's only stage.
Brilliant performance. You know that their game plan is always last as long. Not getting very aggressive. They had 0 elims down.
45.
Oh, they both joined. Okay, let's do a 3v3. Okay,
kick out that one guy who joined us though.
Why?
Cause that's not my cousin. My cousin joined. My cousin is exiting Mondragon.
Oh, okay.
Who's Faze Fernando Rojo?
Okay, we're just gonna keep him in the game. Okay.
Yeah, kick him out.
So
it's gonna be a
3v3. Oh shoot.
Yeah, 3v3.
Yo,
let's do scrims.
Shut up!
Kick out Fernando.
After game number 1.
They know exactly how to win, right? So that whenever there is a moment, I think you have to high ground. I wonder if the guys, I think that did get had a lot by the shots, are they going to make changes in the second game? Are they going to be a little bit more aggressive and trying to deal some damage? But
over at Unreal Island, we've got our very own Sundown with his thoughts on game.
Over in the Victor Royale's experience, how they've been playing so long together, and that endgame was a prime example of textbook Zayt and Saf. We're going to re-roll it one more time, and we're going to break down kind of how they were able to keep the control. Now, pay attention right away. You can see on the backside, Saf has one angle while Zayt is going forward, and they're moving back over the targets they've already established, but the angles they take make sure they're covering everything. They hear the shots below, they're putting the fire down towards them, and Scarlet is able to pick up Mitro, but doesn't have enough to get out. Zayt and Saf, 5 eliminations, victory royale, 15 points, showing that their competitive experience, their experience on stage and at major LAN events is winning out right now. They say nerves, what nerves? We might as well be playing at home on our own stations because they are just that good. Match 1 is over, time to get back over the stage for match 2. Ninja Courage, take it away.
Thank you very much, Sundown. Great stuff as always there from Unreal Island outside of the venue, enjoying the event themselves. But again, game number 1 in the books. Obviously, so many updates to see exactly where we stack up. In the end, those Slava moments can be so hard to play. Standings up in Wall at home. Who do you think's up top of it right now? Well, guess what? It's Saf and Zayt, but
and Benji, Mr. Sanders, incredibly clutch solo moves and plays. Both our predictions, and they're still up there. Guess what? Imagine they're healthy, when they actually get some good rotation items. I'd love to see how they're going to play in the late game, man.
Placement points is so key. You did a great job pointing out Mitro at the end, and not only does he stay alive, not only does he perfectly use his materials and his movement items, but he finds 5 more limbs, putting his team from probably an abysmal game 1 to top 3 in our leaderboards. Again, here are your standings from game number 1. Tubbs and Mega, they wound up making it through as well, and that's because Mega stayed alive too.
Absolutely. Incredibly talented. Step it up in this next game. Game 2's about to get on its way, man. Are you ready?
I am ready. Ladies and gentlemen, in this sold-out arena, are you guys ready for game number 2? Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle bus has launched. Game number 2 of the Fortnite World Cup small area. And many players have gotten better at spotting from very, very far away.
I mean, one thing I tell, I was telling my teammate Malachi, I was like, listen, man, sometimes you just actually have to tell yourself, hey, we should probably look for llamas as we're flying in, because, you know, usually you're looking for players who's going to be landing next to you, but if you actually keep an eye out for that adorable pink, purple, and blue llama,
there's one.
I mean, look, you're just going to get rewarded with shield, rotation, there's shadow bombs, campfires, minis. I mean, these are incredibly valuable.
And remember, materials get capped at 500 each type. So if you get 350, it's done its job for you. You can spend much less time looting and, farming, and much more time looting. And look at Zane perfectly using the Shadow Bomb Ninja. For players at home are wondering how he just use it for way more than the 6 seconds it actually lets you use it for. Explain a little bit of staying on the side of the mountain.
Yeah, all you have to do is just continue that jump animation. That's going to trigger the double jump. And as long as you don't touch any solid ground, you're going to be able to continue to double bounce back and forth, man. It's an incredible use of the Shadow Bombs. We're probably going to see a lot of players do something like that in the late game off of other people's builds. It's just way more difficult to do that off the mountain, by the way.
For sure, as we now take a look. That storm is landing side of the map, and this storm is very far. Great point to bring up there. We can see on our side, the zone right now basically gets cut off at Dusty Divot and Neo Tilted, and the rest of the north side of the map are in play. So everyone near the middle and south side will have to move, and you see the elimination feed very early on. Elevate does get cut down, so a tough start for the duo for 100 Thieves right there, as you've got to wonder if Arkham's still alive. Either way, though, Daedra and M11Z down at Loot Lake, Lucky Landing, and they do have a duo nearby.
Looks like they're trying to obviously back away. Lucky Landing is not really a four-person landing. Two people land here. One of them is going to be leaving a little bit handicapped. Wang in a fight right now, popping that last 6 shields, so all of his damage that he will take from now on will be permanent unless he gets an elimination and gets
look at how good these stick grenades are right now. Scram and Mexi have lost so much HP off the start of this one just from getting ticks. The spray does come up through a third party, though, beginning to shoot down on a Yuang. So another player putting their attention towards this fight
on the line of sight
at Snobby, but KBB does go down. It's now Yuang all by himself, and no materials left, Ninja.
Can't even take a wall.
They're really, this is an abysmal position to be in. Yuang knows that. Tried to fall back to his teammate to maybe sneak a revive, but I just don't see.
These players really are kind of hesitant. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily want to push. There is a third party now. They don't have a lot of shield. But they're going to get off the right play. They're going to push forward. Yuang no shield. And he's going to get the double. He's going to get the double and the revive on KBB. And there were some delicious shockwave grenades that just slid down the ramp.
Yuang takes them down. The 4 builds left. I believe there was some help. The shots that came in from that third team getting nearby, which weakened them at first. Yuang gets the cleanup on the last one right there. What a swing for the duo. Shot does come in onto Keys, though, as another fight going down just outside the desert side of the map. Keys and Slacks up against 2.
Running out of materials already, and guess what? These guys are at the farthest point of the storm.
Yep.
So this is not, they can't afford this fight, right? The longer this takes, they're not going to be able to get materials. They're going to be burning all the materials in this fight right now. So they're definitely going to need these elims to make up for it.
That was
and he took the knock on Landjock.
And Landjock and Punisher went down early last game as well, and it looks like Landjock will suffer the same fate here.
Upgraded combat shotgun, you know he's going to take that. Punisher trying to make some plays here. Still now it is a 2-on-1 situation. Just need to play the numbers advantage. And again, the storm is about to start moving, so they're going to have to make some plays sooner rather than later.
No ammunition. Very few build. No shield. This spells disaster, and Punisher goes down, and there's the frustration in the player camera right there. Slacks and Keys, 2 quick eliminations. But you mentioned they can't afford to do that. It takes so much time in that fight. They've got to go very far still. Now over to Neo Tilted, Clicks and Skeptic in a fight.
Got some shield. Doesn't necessarily want to use his mini to only get a 10. Just trying to obviously take some else, help his teammate out. No, he's getting taken. Is there trap kill? He's going to get the knock. Unbelievable, incredible place. Bad Sniper goes down, and now he's continuing to branch out. When you guys are in fights like this, you always want to do exactly what he's doing right now, which is branch out, continue to build these little 1x1s with pyramids, try to confuse your opponents of where you actually are healing up.
Skeptic just 8 builds left. They're trying to stay alive right now. They do have the number advantage. Clicks has time to pop 1 mini, and it looks like they're going to go for it right now. They made the conscious decision to try to build out, but no. They back up for a moment.
Finally gets a shotgun.
Yep. Shotgun picked up. Grenades now as well. They want to go for the second elimination. And
we take the oh my god, we got
the
trap
L in real life? Did he just take the L in real life? Homie, this is land. This dude's gonna come home. No, I'm just kidding.
40?
But the Stinks come on in.
Stinks coming in 22 health on Campfire down. He has.
Oh, and look who's here.
Third party.
Look who's here. NA puts up the take the L, and EU says no, no, no. This is the World Cup, baby. I'm gonna show which continent is best. Mitro and Mongrel, full HP, and they storm roll through.
Dual links for Mitro.
Clicks right there.
Down low. Wow, incredible. Look at that kid. Gold scar, gold combat, heavy shotgun, or sorry, heavy sniper rifle for taking opponents' walls. Look at, they're just stealing and bum rushing, and that's going to be it.
There's no shot right there. Skeptic. You saw, hey, putting on a show. I love it. The man does YouTube for a reason. But then also a fantastic player. I think speaks a little bit too soon. Aiden now on your screen. Does knock one. Hasn't finished the elimination yet, so still will gain 50 HP if he can get the full. There it is. Now a 2 versus 1. Aiden and Sean. Look at how weak Sean is, though, Ninja.
Sean has absolutely no health. A little bit of shield. Hopefully he drops some minis here. A being the good team that he is. I'm sure he's calling it out right now. But it is also a 2-on-1, and they don't know. We don't know how weak this guy is right now. But if he is, we've been trying to trade. And there's a double shotgun shot from 21 White. Players no shield left. Are going to try to put the pressure on. Sean has health, and look how aggressive they're being. They're both one hit. They can actually grab.
They're going for it. They're saying, no, you would have thrown the trap down by now. There it is. And look at the take from Aiden. The jump out to the side. And they'll be rewarded with shields, with materials. And look, Aiden actually, there was 2 big shields. Yeah. Aiden's got the full health.
That's incredible, man.
See, the stats so far in this game. Aiden has done 434 damage, has taken 312, and he's near backup to max health. I know Aiden is a crowd favorite here. Every time the camera goes on, there's a big cheer from this sold-out arena.
For those of you guys who do not know, the Storm Circle's about to update right now. We just saw our second one, forcing everyone out of the north and east side of the map. And also, guess what? Every single llama was found.
Yep.
All 5 llamas have been found. So we have some probably high material players right now.
A lot of rotation.
Oh my god, I can't even. Freaking out, man.
You're getting into it.
Looks like a lot of people.
I love it.
Yeah, we're looking around. They're all gone. There's only 1 airdrop that's left, which means a lot of players. It's very difficult, man. Going for airdrops is super risky, but it looks like everyone in the World Cup here is taking their chances.
And what's kind of funny with this zone, as you see at the bottom right side of your map, the slipstreams are there to basically help everyone get from the southeast, east, and south side of the map easily into this zone. So if you kind of sit outside and wait for players to move in from the slipstream, you might be able to deal a lot of damage. And remember, you might think, oh, well, there's no way you're going to get that elimination. I'm not even talking about that. I'll tell you, I'm saying free damage for Stormser, right? And that comes into play because it is going to happen very, very soon here. We're about a minute away.
It literally looks like we've been watching that action. But there's 84 teams, 84 players left still.
Yep. I guess that's a testament to our observers backstage. Great stuff to them. Sis Lucky does take a bit of...
Hola, Agustín, aquí soy yo, Fernando. Me puedes escribir todo lo que tú quieras, yo voy a estar leyendo los comentarios 24/7. El mío. Espera. Pero la mía tiene... Te voy a decir lo que tiene la mía. Sé que no me escucho bien. Pero espera. Espera. Que voy a poner la carga. Okay. La mía tiene el paso 7 al completo. La mitad del 8. La mitad del 6. Tiene 2 skins. 2 skins de $5 y una skin de 1.200 pounds. Vale, eso es lo que tiene. ¿Qué cambias por eso? Joder, macho. Lo dejo tranquilo aquí. Lo dejo aquí tranquilo viendo la World Cup. La World Cup la verdad ha estado muy buena. Yo apoyo aquí en la World Cup. Apoyo a aquí, a Virine, a Mongrel. Apoyo a Mongrel. Así mismo como lo oyen, a Mongrel apoyo. Bueno, Austin Falcone, me puedes escribir donde tú quieras. Solo pásame una donde te pueda contactar, o en Instagram o en eso, ¿vale? O en WhatsApp, lo que quieras. Bueno, mi cuenta tiene solo 23 skins. Ya te expliqué lo que tiene. Y bueno, espero que disfruten este directo. Muy chulo, la verdad. Voy a opinar sobre la World Cup. La World Cup para mí está perfecta. Bueno, muy bueno, muy bueno. Me encantó la World Cup, me encantó. Me encantó la World Cup. Me está encantando, me está gustando la World Cup. Mira, chavales, si me notan la voz un poco así, es que estoy diferente, ¿vale? No sé por qué hablo así. Madre mía. Perdón por molestar tanto. Ahí está el directo. Espero que disfruten la World Cup. No sé con tanto gráfico debido a que no sé, conexión a internet, no sé. Pero por lo menos lo están viendo ahí, ¿no? Espero que disfruten. Bueno. Y estamos...
They'll be all right. They'll be able to make it happen. Oh, man, here we go. They have to rotate them farthest. Look how many stack players are on this side of the lobby right now, and they're all going to have to move very soon. Yeah, Arkham and Falcon have a tough rotation ahead. Slacks and Keys. We watched them fight a little bit earlier on against Landjock and Pasha's heels to his teammate comes in. Yeah. No, no, teammate's full. Teammate's full. Okay. Doesn't matter. Teammate's full. You know, I was playing with Myth the other day, and he was using a lot of touch flashes without me. So, you know, really sensitive.
situation, if you have nothing to rotate with and you're far away, I think you play late and hope someone else drops a launch pad near you and use that community pad to your advantage.
Yeah, we're looking over here with you, Wayne. 3 eliminations, sitting here with some very good materials, and definitely a very delicious loadout. Anyone with a heavy sniper and a blue at
Se paró el directo. No sé. Ocurrido un puto error en la siguiente aplicación. Me cago en todo, chicos. Chicos, nos vemos, chicos.